Hi, my name is Doug Lasher, and I'm on the Charter Yes Campaign Committee. To give you a little background about the county charter, the County Charter Review Commission was formed in the end of 2020 when there were 15 members that ran for a commissioner position, and they spent the year 2021 to go through the county charter and review it and make any recommended or suggested changes to it. And we had 7 of the amendments were placed on the ballot in 2021, and now the other 6 amendments are going to be presented for the voters in 2022. Now I'd like to just go over what these amendments are. Again, they'll be on the 22nd general election ballot. And first, I'd like to just explain the rationale of why the Charter Review Commission looked at this. They looked at governance, not politics, and they looked for accountability, transparency, checks and balances, efficiencies, effectiveness, and using those criteria, they came up with the 6 measures here. Now, the first one is, which you'll see on your ballot, is authorizes the auditor to, in administration of elections, to implement ranked choice voting only for county elected official positions. That's just the only 11 positions on the county. It's not anybody else. It's not statewide races. It's not other cities or any other taxing districts. And so the ranked choice voting, the reasons for that were it reduces election costs by eliminating top 2 primary. It sets the environment to focus on the qualities of the person filling for the position, ensures that a majority of the voters favor a candidate, an elected official knows that they have the backing of the majority of voters, and it strengthens the voters' vote. So that's the first amendment that will be proposed to the voters. The second one is requires the county council during the appointment process. That's as soon as there is a vacancy for a county manager position, it's an appointment process in the hiring of a new county manager to consult in a public meeting with the other county elected officials. And so what it does is try to promote transparency and collaboration and cooperation and good communication between elected officials. And it's extremely important because the county elected officials work very closely with the county manager on a day-to-day basis, much more than even the county council members do. The county manager is a critical position in the county, and the other elected officials rely very heavily on that person and making sure that they have a good quality person for that position. And so what they are proposing is just having a public meeting. Just all they have to do is announce it. There's no other than just having a meeting where the elected officials can come and discuss, if they want to, what they feel are the skills and assets that they require. But the county manager manages a number of departments, plus human resources, the budget office, facilities, and technology. And those are all critical resources or functions in other departments. So it's very important to have a person who can work well with all the other elected officials, the assessor, auditor, the clerk, the prosecuting attorney, the sheriff, the treasurer. And so it's extremely important to have good communication and collaboration. The next article is, it adds a preamble. If you remember in 2014 when the voters approved the county charter, it was really a bare bones charter, and it did not have an introduction. A preamble is usually used in most organizations to set the tone of what you're reading. It's a sort of a summary at the beginning of what that organization's purpose is. And so this is what the preamble does. We have it in our Constitution, and it's important, and the state, and so we need to have something for the county in terms of a preamble. The next item is it adds a vacancy section to the county charter. In event there's a county elected official that has left office, and the office is vacant. This is important. There was nothing in the charter that talked about having an elected official filling the vacancy of an elected official. You have to use state law to do that. So what we are asking for is that for continuity of purposes, is to have the county elected official, once they get elected into a position in the different administrative offices, that they would select somebody until the next election to serve in an interim basis, so that there's always someone that could step in to do the job. The next area is the vacancy of the council. And the vacancy of the council, what we're proposing is similar to what cities do in handling vacancies. Instead of having one person who is the county chair nominate 3 people for the board to, or the commission to approve, it requires a more of an open process where the entire council will be asking for applications from a particular district, and then the council will make a decision from all the applicants and not just one person. One person's nominations to, or names that they have given to the board. So it's a much open process, and that's what this area does. The next one deals with changes in initiative and referendum signature percentages requirements. It moves it from 10% to 8%. There's a formula that creates it so that the actually requirements for more and more signature, if you want to, and again, a initiative referendum is used when the board or the community wants to make some changes, and you use the initiative and referendum process. The initiative process right now is at 10% of the total votes of the last gubernatorial election, and we're moving it down to 8%. It's a difference of about 5,000 signatures more. If it's not approved, then you'll have to do 5,000 more signatures. So it's up to 27,000 signatures that are required to gather in 120 days. So we felt it would be better to move that down to 25 or 21,000 signatures. So it's about a 5,000 signature drop. It also allows you, if you can't get that 21 or 22,000 signatures in a timely manner, you can, the petitioner can decide to go the mini initiative route. And a mini initiative is where you are required to have 3,000 signatures, and that takes it back to the board. So it's used a lot when new information is out there being presented, and the public can make or the person who's a petitioner can take it back to the board for their reconsideration. It doesn't go directly to the public on a ballot like an initiative does. So a mini initiative goes to the county council. And the last one deals with establishing a diversity and inclusion officer and also an advisory board. This is similar to a amendment that was on in 2021, but it's been pared down, so it's just one person that would be in there. And that in the mini or the diversity officer, it's a common practice in most businesses and governments that they have a diversity officer. The county used to have one, but due to budget cuts, they cut it, and they've never restored that position. It helps the county offices and departments develop future hires. It helps develop a county workforce that reflects the community, and it helps provide workforce awareness and sensitivity in serving the public, and also reduces liability costs. The county has paid out a lot of lawsuits recently, and having this will help reduce it. It won't eliminate it, but it hopefully will eliminate or reduce the number of lawsuits that we may have in the future. So those are the 6 amendments that are going to be on the ballot, and hopefully you'll be able to study it a little bit more. You can go out to charteryes.org and learn more about that, or you could go to the county website. They do have all the amendments that will be on the ballot there. And you could also go to the elections office website, and you'll see a electronic version of the voters pamphlet, which talks about the pros and some responses against the amendments. So anyway, we're pleased to be able to present this to the voters, the Charter Yes Committee and the Charter Commission, which actually adopted all these. In 2021, majority of the, except for one amendment, they all passed by the average of 67%. So we're hoping to have the same thing done this year. Thank you.